Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard. This is Random Street Theater, and I have seen Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, it is the heartwarming story about an abusive relationship between a human and an alien and their psychotic son. Yes, before I get any further into that, let me remind you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase something like these bracelets or this mask from the company 4Ocean. And 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I also participate in the Conqueror challenges, and every time I do that, 5 trees are planted on this wonderful ball of rock we call Earth. So, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. As I said, Venom and Eddie Brock are having a dysfunctional relationship because Venom wants to go and eat brains, and Eddie Brock is not wanting to go to Area 51 and have them stick cameras up his wazoo for the rest of his life. So, it's one of those situations where, this is a universe where there aren't a huge number of superheroes or super beings. There are other super beings. In the case of this movie, a character called Shriek, who is, I guess she's a mutant in the storyline, or the original comics, because she has the ability, as some mutants do, to scream really loud and blow out people's eardrums and break stuff. So, yes. Alright, so there we have it. And then, of course, there is the character of Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody Harrelson. And he is a demented serial killer with a terrible life who winds up getting a symbiote of his own, which is the character of Carnage. So, yes, Now, there was a news article where one of the characters said this is a coming out movie because I guess Venom's gay. Which is not true, because Venom is an asexual. It's an asexual life form that does not necessarily have a sexual relationship with Eddie Brock, but they have a relationship, and all relationships share a certain kind of, dynamic. And here's the thing, is that, Venom wanting to eat everyone, as we saw from the trailers, and the big trailer moment is, I would be happy to eat Mrs. Chin. No, you may not eat Mrs. Chin. Mrs. Chin is one of Venom's allies and supplies him with the chocolate he needs to survive. So apparently brains and chocolate have a mutual chemical that the symbiote absolutely needs to survive. So this is a problem, because he's not getting enough brains, and he doesn't want to be found out. So there's that dynamic going on. But Venom can be quite abusive to Eddie. He does not respect Eddie. And all relationships, all healthy relationships, start from a standpoint of mutual respect. That is, you and your boss, you and your significant other, be you a man, a woman, it is irrelevant. You and your friends. If your friends don't respect you, they shouldn't be your friends. And I mean, the bond that Eddie and Venom have is essentially a professional bond, I guess you would say. It is much like the bond between a doctor and a patient, really, in that it has to be confidential, only a few people can know about it, and one needs the other to live. So, yeah. And then that dynamic is the bulk of the movie. At a certain point, they have to set aside differences in order to battle Carnage, which is what we've all been waiting for, is this big battle between Venom and Carnage. And we don't have, the first opening battle where Venom fights Carnage. That doesn't happen. They only have one major battle in this, and that's it. Okay, so, firstly speaking, I'm going to have to say that this movie is polarizing. It's polarizing in terms of their comic book fans that say, that's not my Carnage. This is not the Carnage that says, I am Carnage, as opposed to the Venom that says, we are Venom. They are more closely linked to the same entity in the comics. Carnage is Cletus Cassidy. Cletus Cassidy is Carnage, and they really cannot separate. As opposed to Venom and Eddie Brock, where Venom can go out and and take over somebody else. So there's a lot of inconsistencies from the comic, and Carnage, I mean, look, Carnage is really a monster. In the comics, his monster level is, I'm going to rip your head off and laugh about it. In this movie, he's going to joke about people tasting like ham. It's a different dynamic, okay? But as Carnage is not a big part of the movie, really, most of him is in the background. I have to say the dynamic between Eddie Brock and Venom is a lot of fun. Not realistic, not healthy, but fun. I mean, you've got one scene where where Venom shows off the fact that he has pretty much a photographic memory, and he can turn Eddie into a really great artist. Then you've got that from the trailers, kitchen scene where Venom is making this disgusting breakfast because he can't keep the eggshells out of the omelet. And it's like, dude, how can you have such a perfect touch in this scene and such a terrible touch in this scene? The answer is this is a comedy, and these things are done because they're fun. Venom is saying, yes, I'm going to make you breakfast. I'm not really going to think about it because I'm Venom, and I don't eat this kind of food. You eat this kind of food, but let's make this for you. And I'm not really understanding how Eddie Brock and nutrition work. I'm not putting so much emphasis on it. And that's a really fun dynamic. It is a very enjoyable movie for that reason. If you are looking for a comic accurate Carnage, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're going in for a hard PG-13 comedy, you're going to love this movie. And, again, that's the dynamic. It's not the best dynamic in the world. It would be great if this were just an objectively good movie on all accounts, but who can do that? So I'm actually saying, again, if you're a comic book purist, not the movie for you, but you're going to watch this anyway because you're a comic book purist. If you're not a comic book purist, this is a very fun film. It belongs high on your watch list, especially now that it's Halloween and these are kind of spooky looking characters. That's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard.
Hello there. This is El Mouso Fabuloso, and I would just like to say, have you noticed how ridiculously sexy Richard is? Well, yes, he is sexy and he is helping the environment. Promised to take a pound of trash out of the ocean through the company 4Ocean. Once he's monetized for every 1,000 subscribers he gets. He's already paid for 2 pounds, and as I film this, not even 2,000 subscribers and not monetized. So he is just an absolutely fabulous, sexy man, and you lucky dog, you can make him even more sexy by commenting and liking this video and giving him that thumbs up, and then subscribing and letting everybody know how absolutely sexy he is. Let's make Richard the sexiest man on earth, because we all know he is already. All right, we all know he deserves that. So yes, oh, so sexy. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm sexy too. Sexy in blue.